I am so excited to bring out to the world my new album recording named Vivaldi, the Norwegian Seasons, on Berlin Classics. And I am so grateful having Barokkanerne, the Norwegian Baroque ensemble, on this recording. The repertoire on the album is Vivaldi Four Seasons, pieces by Marais, and a new written piece by Agnes Ida Pettersen, and of course Norwegian folk music. And I do this a little bit differently because I play all these pieces on the Norwegian folk music instrument called the Hardanger Fiddle. I have played Vivaldi's The Four Seasons many times on the regular violin, but my footing in two musical traditions, classical music and the Norwegian folk music, has always made me eager to go deeper into the material and search, for me, the perfect fit and a combination between Vivaldi and the Norwegian folk music instrument, Hardanger Fiddle. And why not? There are more similarities than contrasts. And what I find interesting is that the folk music tradition from my home region, Valdres, and Vivaldi's music have much in common, such as rich ornamentation and improvisation, beautiful melodies and rhythmic swing. With my Vivaldi project, my goal has been to highlight a new musical approach to the Four Seasons, using the Hardanger Fiddle as a Baroque instrument and playing ornaments and the special trills from my own folk music tradition in Valdres, which has lived parallel with the Baroque traditions for centuries. Vivaldi was inspired by Italian folk music when he composed the Four Seasons, and the music is sometimes remarkably similar to folk music in Norway, and this is perhaps not so surprising if we think how much cross-pollination there has been. I am, for example, sure that research will reveal a close affinity between the Hardanger Fiddle and the viola d'amore. And I would go so far as to say that the Hardanger Fiddle, while being a folk music instrument, is, with its sympathetic understrings and individual sound, Norway's own Baroque instrument. On this album, I have decided to break the continuity of Vivaldi's four concertos by programming works by Vivaldi, of course, Marais, Agnes Ida Pettersen, and Norwegian folk music in between some of them. I wanted to underline this common thread, pointing out that in using techniques like enflé, a swelling of the tone, and trills in music, that Vivaldi represents share features with Norwegian folk music, not least in the district where I grew up. And examples can be heard in the music on this album. Pieces of music in such a repertoire, ensembles especially for this album, can of course sometimes sit together naturally and comfortably, but they can also contain contrasting elements that sharpen the differences. And this is the feature, the contrast, that opens the way for the Hardanger Fiddle with its kinship to the classical violin and its folk music DNA. I have played folk music on the Hardanger Fiddle in parallel with classical music throughout my upbringing, and I've always been fascinated by the similarities and by the contrast between the two traditions with regards to playing style and to soundscape. And for me, these instruments and the two genres enrich each other, and the combination of these genres has become my musical identity. And I'm keen to use and to develop our musical traditions in new and lively ways. I hope you'll enjoy this album, and of course this version of the Four Seasons, or more precisely, the Norwegian Seasons.